Have you ever asked yourself, what even is leadership? If you look in the dictionary, it'll bring you to the ability or capability to lead, or maybe guidance and direction. And most people just think it means to be successful, but it actually means a lot more than that. For my presentation today, I will be talking to you about my current manager, Joshua Donnelly. I work at Starbucks in Grace Lake, Illinois, and Josh is probably the best manager I have ever had. He inspires me on the daily, never takes his leadership role for granted, and is an overall great person. Today, I am going to talk to you about how he got to where he is today, what a leader is to him, and how he betters himself as a leader. First, we're going to talk about how he got to where he is today. Josh comes from being one of 15 children, and he actually never got to go to public school. He always says he wishes he did, but growing up with so many siblings, his parents found it easier for them to get homeschooled. So what I think is really weird about this is that Josh never had that leader in his life, the one that inspired him on the daily, like a teacher would or a band instructor would. He just had to learn from his parents and the pastor at church. After he turned 18, he decided to enlist himself in the Marine Corps. He served 2 terms in the Marine Corps and then found Starbucks. He said during the Marine Corps that he learned a lot of life values and had to step up and become a leader during some of the things that they've seen. I didn't really go into detail because I know some people really don't like to talk about their service, but Josh overall said his service was an excellent experience and wouldn't trade it for the world. Josh started at Starbucks about 4 months before he got his store manager position. His manager at the time, whose name is JC, really took Josh under his wing and wanted to make him the greatest barista store manager that there was in Starbucks. And Josh really took that to heart. Josh took all the compassion that JC gave him and it made him want to be a better leader, and so that is what he strived to be. I did ask Josh if being a leader affected his home life at all, to which he responded, yes, it definitely does, because he's taking care of scheduling when people call off, and, everyone's always texting him, hey, this went wrong, hey, this went wrong, and I definitely understand, but it is one of the responsibilities that he took on from being a leader. I then asked Josh what leadership is to him. We talked a little bit about the difference between a transactional leader and a transformational leader, and we both agreed that he was a transformational leader. Josh cares so much about his staff. He's always asking us if he can help us with something. He's always looking to become a better leader, and there is nothing he wouldn't do for us. If we tell him, Josh, last minute, you know what? My grandma really wants to take me downtown, and there's no one to cover my shift, he would be there in a second to help anyone, calling other stores with you. He tries to make every shift a great shift, and if he doesn't, he'll be upset about it because if we're not happy, he's not happy. Something that makes him a great leader is he celebrates small victories. For example, we might not have had great times all week, times as in through the drive-thru, but if we get really great times one day and maybe not so great and maybe also not so great times within the hour, he won't focus on the bad, but he'll celebrate the good. It really means something, as being an employee where times matter, because it makes you not feel so bad, we're not purposely making the times longer. It's just, there's malfunctions, someone sent a drink back, and there's really nothing we can do about it. He said that keeping the staff inspired is one of his key components of being a leader. Because once your staff doesn't believe in you and isn't inspired anymore, it's gone. No one respects you, and that, he said, is the worst thing that they can do. Lastly, I asked Josh how he betters himself. He really made it a point for me to realize that accepting criticism is extremely important because, honestly, people around him are just trying to help him. And he also said for me, too, no one's going to tell you that you're doing a bad job or you should do it a different way just because they don't like you. They're saying it because they care about you and want you to improve as a manager or as a person. He always tries to help people, and not even just us. He'll go to other stores to teach people how to use the new machine. There's a new Starbucks, like, espresso machine. He goes over to teach everybody. He goes to help new managers set up their displays. He betters himself by always being there for people and being a great manager. The information I learned has had a positive impact on me and will definitely inspire me to be the great leader that I will be one day because of Josh.